Once again, from the groove.
Coming to you straight out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And brought to you by the Sioux Empire Podcast Network. This is Urban Indianz Podcast. Bringing you an educated and entertaining look at life through the eyes of the modern-day Native American. Urban Indianz Podcast. Hosted by everyone's favorite natives. Night Shield, Night Shizzle, Miss Shark Green Maximal, GP, Gorilla Pimp, and Kathy Stans. You're listening to Urban Indianz Podcast.
All right. Welcome to episode 28 of the Urban Indianz Podcast. I'm your host, Gabriel Nightshield. Today joined by Shar.
Hey.
And Robert.
Hey.
Over there.
Yeah, over there. We're waiting on our guest today, Marcus Wright, will be in. But before that, we'll chit-chat it up a little bit, I suppose.
I feel like it's been a while. Well, I don't know. A lot has happened since
It has
2 weeks ago.
It has been, an adventurous past couple weeks.
What a difference 2 weeks makes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we got, we were in the 605 magazine, so shout out to Arlana for hooking that up. If you guys have not seen that, go pick up a copy of the 605 magazine this month.
Yeah, it's a great article.
Yeah, it really turned out, like, I was a little bit worried because I talked to that lady for, like, literally, like
2 minutes,
yeah,
right?
it was like a
she did
90-second
good
phone
job.
call, and then, yeah, she did a good job on the article.
And if you guys are wondering where you can find them at, if you go to their website, they have locations and, throughout South Dakota, a bunch of places. So.
Yeah, and you can just read the article on the website,
Yeah,
too, without
yeah.
having to have a physical
copy.
Yeah, but I don't know. So that was pretty cool. I don't know.
Copies.
There we are. Yeah.
Just throwing it at us. Yeah.
605 magazine.
So it looks kind of weird. Kind of throws you off the cover.
Yeah. What is that? It looks like
It's
some
the
like spelunking.
Sanford Underground Research Facility.
Yeah, with the neutrinos and stuff.
Which is like where Spearfish, Sturgis, somewhere around there. It's on the.
It's further into the hills, I believe. It's in Homestake, so it's by Deadwood Lead area, I think.
West side of the state.
Somewhere.
It's like I
It's
can't
somewhere.
even find
We're
it.
page 42.
Oh,
Not that I looked at it a lot or anything.
Got it memorized.
And
So this is it right here.
Yep. They're calling it. I mean, it's early to tell, but they're calling it 605 magazine's sexiest issue yet.
Yeah.
To date.
And I just want to say that it is the culture issue. So my mom even said that because not that I have like 200 of them over here or anything. I've been handing them out to everyone I see.
Yeah.
But
Taking them the
my
whole
mom
round.
was all like, "Oh, you're in the culture issue." I'm like, "Yes, we are."
Yeah. So cultured.
That's probably why we're in it.
Yeah, it
Right?
probably
Makes
is. Yeah.
sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of really cool.
Yeah, remember we were talking about it I was like, I wonder if that's going to come out tomorrow or what's going to happen. And then, yeah, like first thing in the morning it was out.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I don't know. But yeah, it's always an honor to be in there. So, yeah.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so what else have you been up to?
I don't know. I had a show in Wagner last night that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it was like just like a backyard like total like res party, but it was a good time. Like everybody there was.
I feel like
super
a high-end
cool.
res party.
Yeah, it was a high-end res party.
You're like, how on the reso scale?
Yeah.
How res was it?
It's not like the highest end end res party that I've been to,
Yeah, you're
but
not
like
quite there.
it's like a notch below that because they spent a lot of money on like food and alcohol
Cakes.
and keeping make sound.
Entertainment.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So what's the max level classy for would that be like you'd be up there rapping but you'd be like accompanied by like the Boston Philharmonic or something like that backing you up?
Just have my girls join you on there.
Yeah.
Two piano guys up there going at it from YouTube.
Ballerinas coming out and
It was cool. There was like a band there that like performed before me, Cruise 69. We're actually last night we lined up. We're gonna be doing Rosewood Fair Friday and Saturday night together too. So that
that's
should be
coming
pretty
up,
fun.
right?
Yeah.
Or is that this week?
It's 2 weeks.
Okay.
I think that might be the next time we tape, actually. Or no, I don't know. Wait, it's like the 23rd, 24th, something like that. That weekend. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing that. And then I was on the radio station down there too, 89.5.
With Siobhan, right?
Siobhan wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
A girl named Elizabeth interviewed me. And I guess they're going to have that in rotation, so if you didn't catch it live, then it'll be on, like, at various points during the week and stuff, too, so.
Very cool.
Yeah. We debuted a new song, which we'll also be playing later on today, Hey Baby, from my album that we just finally got done fucking recording.
So you celebrated Friday, right?
Yeah, it was a very dull celebration, though.
I have to say, receiving emails from you in particular, no offense,
Yeah.
with the subject line of "Hey baby," is a little disconcerting without context.
It went straight to the spam
Robert's
folder.
like, huh.
It's like Gabriel Nation, "Hey baby."
Like, all right, what's going on here?
Shit just got real.
That's funny.
You probably did you do that on purpose?
Mm.
Oh,
It's the name
It's
of the
just the
song,
name of the
Oh,
song,
you're
so
fucking-
it's fucking.
but there was nothing in it. And there's no, and that's all the subject line was.
Yeah.
But there was no like song file, "Hey baby," or anything like that. It was just "Hey baby."
That's funny. I didn't even think of that. Right
yeah.
on.
So yeah, I was in Rapid this week for work, and then we hit Pine Ridge on the way back, and work stuff meetings, but it was still really good. And Pine Ridge had their powwow this weekend, and so it was like Wednesday, and it was like heavy traffic, and like
Heavy traffic in Pine Ridge.
Yeah, it was though. I mean, like through Pine Ridge.
Well, we've only got like one or two roads. I mean, I remember little, country parties out in Han County. It's just like, when there's only one road, it's like it doesn't take much to get a traffic
Right.
jam
Yeah.
going.
So I've been there before, and I ate at the Higher Ground, which is like an awesome little coffee spot. If you ever in Pine Ridge, go to it. But yeah, so we had a meeting, and we sat outside, and one of my coworkers had never been to Pine Ridge, and so I was like, it's usually not this busy. It's like you see like all the vending food vendor trucks going by, and
Really?
yeah,
Oh, for the
setting
powwow?
up, yeah,
Like, what? Yeah.
And then they had a health fair, and my coworkers were at that, and I guess they hit about 500, 600 people, and then they stopped
Nice.
doing tracking after that. So
Wow.
it's like a lot of people,
Yeah.
It's really cool. I've never been to their powwow. Maybe one day I'll make it out there.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
Someone did like an aerial view with a drone or something, and
Sweet.
yeah, it's huge though. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's going on right now. I actually
Levi.
just.
Wearing his
Levi,
socks
are
and
you talking
furs.
about my shirt or? Because
Oh, whose shirt?
What?
yeah, which shirt are you talking about?
We're all confused over here. Mine? Just kidding. Mine's from like high school.
Probably Levi's or Robert's, I would imagine.
Well, that's
Or
what I was
maybe
wondering.
yours.
Except I've worn this
Yeah,
for like
you've
3
worn it.
episodes.
Yeah.
So maybe yours.
Maybe.
Talk about your shirt.
It just says Sav Life.
Oh.
Fucking,
Short, to the point.
yeah. Chesty, the guy that did our logo and stuff, designed this shirt. And
Nice.
I was just like, I feel obligated to buy this shirt. So, yeah.
You know, like they sell like Savage on shirts, like
Yeah.
through Journeys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like some company. I was like, I just
Biting
got my little
shit.
Kid Journeys like little brochure thing, and it's like they have a bunch of things as Little Savage for like toddlers, and like
Little
Savage.
Savage.
It's like a whole page of like different
Yeah.
like styles and stuff.
Different
you can get.
Savage
I
shit.
was like, what the heck?
Yeah, just stealing my shit. It's not cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then yeah, so Sioux Falls is gonna have a Native American Day parade for the first time.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
And that we have a float in it,
Yes.
apparently.
So we're gonna have to connect at some point, but float ideas, send them our way. Need a
Yeah.
flatbed.
A flatbed?
So you
And a
have a
truck.
flatbed, or you need a flatbed?
Need one. Yeah, I'm trying to
Okay.
make Mike's boss. Like I'm gonna make him talk to his boss. But we'll see.
Okay.
We
Let
still
me,
got a little bit of time.
let me know
October-
what you need on that, and that's on
October 8th.
October 8th.
It's
Okay.
a Monday.
Oh, so it's very shortly after SuperCon. My September is going to be fucking wild. Between I got like 2 weddings, SuperCon. There's one other big thing, and now there's a parade at the end of that
Yeah.
that sequence. So it'll be a rich, full month.
Yeah.
That'll-
July flew by. I can't
Holy
believe it's
shit.
August.
The whole summer, like
Yeah, like, I
Blair
went
goes back to
swimming
school in
twice.
like a week.
Yeah, well, they moved it up the date, so that doesn't help.
Yeah. But, yeah, I took my nephew out to the outdoor pool here last night, and I was like, I think this is my first time in the outdoor pool for this season, which that's insane, because it's August.
Yeah.
It's like, they're going to close this soon.
Oh, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it went by too quick, but...
Like the older you get, like the faster, like just time goes by.
Yeah,
It's
this
like-
year's been ridiculous, though. Like,
I was just ranting to my wife about that. I was like, I'm hitting that age where time is just going to seem like it's moving faster and faster until everything's over, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it's all downhill for you. It's like, yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the worst.
Yeah, so it's going to be crazy when it's October, too, because like you're doing your album release party
Yeah.
Saturday
Yeah, that's
on
awesome.
October 6th.
October 6th?
Yeah.
Cool.
At Icon, right?
Yeah. I haven't like officially announced like lineup or anything, but I'm
Just
waiting.
leaking everything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it matters, but yeah, we got a lot of cool people gonna be performing. I wanted to just invite like my friends. I was like trying to think of like who could I get that would be like draws or whatever. And I
You
was
know,
like,
Do you know what time it's going to be?
it starts at 8:30. I mean, music probably realistically won't start till like 9:30.
Sure.
But
But around 8:30ish.
yeah, like the
October
flyer.
6th.
The flyer says 8:30.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
the only downfall now that you have it on that date is that Conor McGregor.
I know. I
fighting
seen that.
same
I was
night.
like, God damn it.
I know
fuck.
Mike's like, he's gonna have to move that around. I was like, it's already set. He's probably not
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah. I wonder if we could get a TV in there and like get them to fucking play
That would
it.
be cool.
Get it on like the big screen like behind
Yeah.
me, like behind the
Because that's
stage.
gonna be big. Cause
Yeah. That I seen that. I got like those ESPN alerts on my phone and. I got that alert, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's gonna be dope!" Ah, fuck, that's my.
Mike's like, I think I might celebrate my birthday. And like, but yeah, it's
You're
gonna
just
be
like looking at a TV while you're on stage. I'm really excited
Yeah.
about the new album.
Yeah.
They're that way, Gabe. Oh,
Yeah. The worst part about it too is like I was trying to think about it, and I was like, I will probably be performing at the same time McGregor's fighting, because usually it'll be like around like midnight or so.
yeah,
And then,
like right before.
yeah,
depending
like
on
God
other
damn it.
fights, but yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
And the closest place would be like B-dubs, right? Then like run over there.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He's like,
think-
just show a blade to your set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go. You just be up there with an iPad, just
Yeah.
performing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be in Oklahoma City that like Thursday, Friday, and fly back Saturday, so it's gonna be crazy for me too.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's a busy weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. But it'll be good. A lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, you usually talk about like how busy summers are, and this one's been pretty busy. But I'm just like, man, September is just gonna be nuts.
Even more.
Yeah, and October, and it's like faster and busier as you
Yeah.
get older.
Yep, it feels like with the now like because we did that show last night, and then this Thursday I got that show with Jelly Roll and Levi,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and
yeah.
then Saturday with Tech Nine and Sturgis, and then like the week after that's Rosewood Fair, and it just keeps like compounding. It's like I don't know.
I know,
something
like
different every
I have
weekend.
stuff going on. I need to be better about plugging stuff into my phone because
Yeah.
it's just been a lot. So, and on top of work stuff. And
Yep.
Lurker's birthday is like what?
November.
November. Okay.
Yeah.
A little ways away.
Yep. I have a teenager.
So the weather last night was crazy.
It wasn't like that in Wagner.
Yeah.
For like, cause we were out, we went to that party and then we left there. Like the cops were like coming around, and I was like, we need to get the fuck out of here. So, we left and went down by like the water, in Wagner. There's like a cool like little like pier. I was like, how is not everybody in town just like hanging out down here? It's
I
fucking
know.
beautiful out
So
here.
someone I know just posted a picture
Everybody
of
be
it.
cool. My mom is watching.
Oh, hi Mom. Hi Robert's mom.
Yeah. Hello. But yeah, it was really nice. We just hung out down there till like 3:30 or so in the morning, and it was fine. I mean, it
Gorgeous.
wasn't. Yeah.
Was it, man? Yeah. So we hit up the fights last night, and then Shayna was out at Pave, so I checked her out, and then like after that, the storm like started. Mike went into the gas station and like the whole front of him was just soaking wet and the back of him was dry. And so the girls were still up when we got home, and I was like, yeah, your dad peed his pants. And, and I was like, no, I'm just joking. But then like, they kept saying it, and I was like, oh, I was joking.
Like, what if I unleashed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then started hailing us. I was like, please don't break my window.
Kids are great at, like, clinging onto stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I told you I took my nephew, like, night swimming or whatever, and, telling the parents and stuff, the grandparents, the story on the phone. Mm-hmm. What's the one part he wants to go on and on about? There was this crabby old lady whose patio was, like, right above the pool.
Yeah.
Who, like, at one point, he was kept bobbing under the water, and he'd come back up, and at one point he got too much water up his nose, so then he blew water out of his nose, because he was like, oh.
Yeah.
And she started yelling at him. It's just like, that's a community pool. If you need to do that, you do that in the bathroom. And then she like angrily like leered at us for like 15 minutes.
What the hell?
Oh my god! Like, so last weekend the twins just got their new bikes, and so they're riding their bikes, and then this old guy comes by, and Mikey's like crying because he couldn't push the pedal. I don't know, something stupid. And that old man was like, fucking kids, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this ain't even your block. Like, go home. Like,
why do you, who gets that upset over, like, little kids riding their bike?
Right. I don't know. It's just, yes, I know that feeling. It's just, like, I hope I'm never that crappy when I'm older.
That's what, I think it was Amanda was saying. That it's just like, yeah, just give me a warning. And then my sister said that, too. They're like, well, you'll warn me if I turn into that old person, right? Yeah. It's like, something bad happened to you.
Yeah.
You lost your way.
It's tough. Yeah. Like what? I don't get it.
I don't either. Yeah. I'm just happy I don't live in an apartment. So it's bad enough living with this next to someone like in a duplex. So.
Yeah. Kids in an apartment would be really tough.
Yeah.
It is.
Cause you really can't control them. Like no matter what you try to do.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Lyric. Well, no, I would say Lyric might be the only kid in our apartment, but that's not true. There's a bunch of kids. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah.
You just don't spend enough time at your house.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. What was I gonna say? I totally just spaced out there for a second.
Something about kids.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's gone.
It's gone. It started to form a thought and then it disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Nightshield's been dating.
You gonna bring that up?
He's like, you're gonna bring that up.
I'm always dating. I'm always. I was trying to.
Always on the market.
Yeah. Forever on the market. It's like expired now. But I don't know. I was trying to be a nice guy. I don't know. Didn't work out in my favor though.
Yeah.
But oh well.
And we'll hear about a new one next month.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you some stories about last night, but I won't.
Yeah.
But since Robert's mom's watching,
yeah. Save that. Save that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, man. You guys are lucky that you're married. It's a weird world out there.
Yeah. Last night I was at, when we were at Pave, like some random guy, Mike was in the bathroom, and I always hate it because I'm like, that's the worst bar to be at.
Yeah.
But even for a second, guys are just like, ugh. But yeah, this guy's like, you're so beautiful, like touch my back. I was like, please don't touch me, I'm married.
Yeah.
Like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like that. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's how I felt last night at that res party. I felt like a beautiful girl.
Nature's like sitting there scared, like.
For real, like these two chicks were like, it was like just all on me, like hugging up on me, and I was like, oh, this is really uncomfortable. Like this is not what I want to be happening right now. And then it was bad. It got worse, but yeah, it was bad.
That's just what you can tell us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I watched YouTube Minecraft videos with my nephew.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Podcast life.
Yeah. Yeah, what do people get out of those? Like, I always see, like, those videos and
I don't know,
stuff.
but all my nieces, well, my nephews, all of my nephews are super obsessed with the walkthrough videos, where it's like it's like this younger generation, we just talked about old people being old and crabby, and now I'm going to do what will be our generation's version of that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get it, because they don't want to play the video game. They want to watch someone better than... It's kind of like professional sports.
Yeah.
It's esports. They want to watch somebody
Weird.
funnier than them talk while they walk through the game instead of actually playing it.
My nephews do that too. It's so annoying. I can't even.
Yeah, and the humor is just, like, awful. The only YouTube, like, video game walkthrough series that was ever something I actually enjoyed was... the McElroy brothers from My Brother and Me. It's a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
They do a bunch of different shows, but that's their big one. They did for a while a YouTube series that's worth checking out called Monster Factory.
Marcus is here.
Where they will do they'll play any game where you get to, like, build an avatar and customize it, and they try to make the most fucked up avatar that they possibly can to, like, break it. And then at one point they have, like, a 3-part episode where basically they get a whole bunch of their fans and followers from Twitter to, like, all get together and throw a giant party in Second Life, and they end up crashing a server and, like, taking over some guy's, like, virtual mansion and, like, completely trashing it, and it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I just, like, I don't play video games. The most extent I've done is, like, Mortal Kombat. That's all I'll ever touch. But
yeah, I'm getting back into it just a little bit with Steam now that I'm kind of going back to PC gaming a little bit and got rid of the consoles. But I still have only, like, dipped my toe in it. But just so busy with, like, computer stuff.
Yeah. And it's crazy. My husband was reading, like, on average, like, kids play, like, 5 hours a day.
Jeez.
Which is, like, mind-blowing. Like, he's like, yeah, we gotta get our kids, like, outside. That outdoor time is, like, so important, you know? Like,
Yeah.
But they say if it's educational, like, part of it is okay, like,
Yeah,
screen time or whatever.
It's like all things in moderation, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
I do think it's funny, though, when I hear the older people are just like, yeah, it's just like, when I was younger, telling me I had to stay inside on a summer day was punishment.
Yeah.
Whereas now
And
it's like,
kids don't
I
care
can't
now.
force them to go outside.
I would say, like, in my neighborhood, because I live more central, you see more kids out and about
Yeah.
compared to, like, other neighborhoods, but, yeah, because they probably don't have cable or whatever it is.
All right.
What's happening?
I'm going to shut this door.
What's happening?
Yep, go
I
for
like your
it.
t-shirt.
Warrant.
So, yeah, we got a special guest. Marcus right in the building.
Yeah.
Marcus, I'm going to move this past your shoulder. There you go.
What's happening?
All right. So, yeah, we wanted to get you on, man. I seen the papers and shit trying to do you wrong, man, and I thought,
Yeah, bro.
you know, like, you're like one of the main people, like, in this community that's doing stuff for the youth, and they're trying to paint you as the bad guy or whatever, which is bullshit. So I wanted to get you on here to sort of tell your side and maybe give us a little bit of background on,
What
you
you're
know,
doing.
what you've been doing. And, I mean, you've been doing this for a long, long time.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about? See, like, you know, obviously, you know, for the people who don't know me, you know, Marcus, UB Star, Cowabunga Music, United Ballers, you know, it started from the music. All this started a long time ago. So this was just, you know what I'm saying, in the making of doing better things and trying to, like, you know, influence the youth, you know what I'm talking about? To, like, let them know, like, hey, anything possible, but you got to stay focused, you know what I'm saying? Like, because once you get yourself caught up in some bullshit, you know, it's easy to get in trouble. It ain't easy to get out of, you know what I'm saying? And the youth, they're the future, you know what I'm saying? So for us, for us being artists, you know, it's our job to, like, try to change that around a little bit and structure it and let them know, like, hey, like, everything you see ain't always what it seems. You know, everybody gang this, gang that, but, like, if that's a lifestyle you want to live and you want to try to have success too, it's gonna be sort of tough. You know what I'm saying? So, So we started I started the anti-bully school-to-school youth tour, where we've been going to, like, all the boarding schools, Job Corps schools, talking to kids about bullying. You know, where it happens, home, school, work, every age, every race. touching topics with your education, where it happens, homeschool, work, every age, every race. You know what I'm saying? Then we bring in the music and the athletes or the major musicians involved as well. So it's like an assembly that's turned into more like a party, you know what I'm saying? Because the response from kids, it's like they were like, well, when I was in school, we had people come out and talk to us about bullying and depression and stuff like that, but it wasn't like nobody we were really like felt like we were influenced by, so we try to bring that vibe out to the kids, and it's like it's total response. And I mean, like we get the feedback is major. I mean, and I took it from all around, from Salem, Oregon to Sholo, Arizona. I mean, to places I never heard of that I've been going to. And majority of the schools that I go to are Native American schools, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like in the rural areas, it's like it's not really close to the city. So it's like they don't really have advantages to get into the city and going to like concerts and major events and things like that. So they really appreciate this type of entertainment when it come out.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it's not like a picking and chosen. Like, I'm going to go to all these black schools, or I'm going to go to all these Native schools, or I'm going to go to these African schools or Mexican schools, because it's boarding schools to every race all around the United States.
Yeah.
But I did my own statistics and my own studies of, like, bullying. Where's the most bullying at? What cities, what schools have the highest, suicide rate, that type of thing. And it boiled down to, like, the rural areas, like on the outskirts of these cities. You know what I'm saying? So then I was just like, well, damn, like what's the problem? Like, you call the police officers and things like that, they neither don't care or they just say, hey, kids are kids. No, it ain't just kids are kids. Like, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to help these kids. You need to send these counselors out here and see what's really going on. So, like, when I go out to these schools, like, I reach out to these kids, we talk and we build a rapport with each other, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like depression, suicide, everybody knows that's a major factor in all over. It's not just a certain area. Kids battle and deal with that like on a daily, so adults do it too.
Yeah.
But I mean, adults, they know how to escape, or they know how to vent or or relax or get themselves like reset. If you're a teen, it's sort of tough for you, if you're going through something like that, to reset yourself. I mean, because it's like, you got to go to school. You got to come home from school. You got to do homework. And then if you got a job, you got to go to work. So where do you find the time? So if you're pressured or you're depressed on top of all that other stuff, like, it's hard to live life. You know what I'm saying? So...
Especially, like, kids that age, they don't really have, like, the life experience to, like...
Exactly.
To process all
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. So it's like, it's hard to live life, and it's just like, then you have, like, kids doing things that everyone said, why did they do that? Why did he do that? Why did she do that? And it's just like, because there wasn't nobody there to talk to them. There wasn't nobody there to like, tell them, like, hey, it's okay for you to talk to this person, your mom, your aunt, your cousin, your auntie, local law enforcement. Like, somebody at the end of the day is somebody that loves everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you should know who that person is. And if not, like, somebody needs to tell you, like, hey, like, you can call here, you can come here. Like, it needs to be resources and outlets. Because, I mean, because they the future, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, when we were growing up, the things we got involved in, the things we did, it's because it wasn't nothing for us to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this music stuff saved my life, saved our life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been around since we've been around, and we've been doing stuff together for a long time. And it's just like, that music stuff, these shows and these events, these parties, that stuff, like, kept us out of trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just something that was successful, that we saw a future with, so we kept going with it, and everything went how it went. Things happen and things disperse, and then everybody lived their lives at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but with this, like, music, I felt like I ain't quitting. I'll never give up on this. So, like, on the voyage of success, having a little success here, on and off the road, messing with Flow Rider and people like that. And I was just like, well, man, I see all these people in these cities, like, we come back. What if we come back and we hit a different outskirts? We meet some of these kids. They say they go to boarding schools, this and that. What if we come back and go to their schools? What if we come bring events to their schools and do things like that? And it's like it's a blessing, bro, because it's like everybody around me could be doing a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like we shifted our lifestyle to try to like help out others.
Yeah.
So and like in the process, you know, with like the parties, I was constantly hosting parties here, hosting parties there, hosting parties there. Everything I do is all ages. Try to keep it teen rated. You know what I'm saying? Because the teenagers like when we were doing what we were doing back then. I mean, you had a few places like Acme, so you had it for a little bit. You had teen nightclubs and things like that to do.
Yeah.
Eventually, it got shut down. You know, or they just closed the business, whatever. So you had canteens, you had stuff like that, the YMCA, and it was just like these places went until these times as well. So curfew has never been an issue to where we were blind to it.
Yeah.
Like, we've never been blind to the fact that curfew is the legal time and you have to abide by your curfew. But with like what I've been doing like all summer, like when we were hosting these events, like we sort of saw problems about to occur, but we weren't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
No alcohol, no liquor, no drugs, no backpacks. We promoted that like hard. Like, just to let you know, don't come here wearing that. Don't come here wearing bandanas. Don't come here doing that. This is to come here and have a good time. And, you know, the police saw that we were doing that. You know, it started from small to lines being around the block. Like, we actually diversified a youth event. And you had blacks, whites, every age, every races. You had all that in there mixed, having a good time.
Yeah.
We never not once had any fights. Nobody ever brought any weapons. Nobody brought a backpack because we said don't put no don't come with backpacks. No bullying. Like, they followed exactly what we're saying.
Yeah.
And it was respect. So every time they came and they respected us, it gave us more motivation to do it bigger and better and do more things and do bigger events and things like that. So.
And for those like for our listeners or whatever that might not know, like you host these parties, you know, for teens or whatever, and like the cops, you know, have been hassling you guys and it's been in the paper and stuff like that, like recently, which is, you know, what we're talking about. I just wanted to let people know in case they didn't already know, but yeah, it's bullshit, man. Like, it's like Sioux Falls has a real problem with minorities in hip hop. Like,
yeah, they do because they're scared of it, and it's just like, okay, it's like it's like there's nothing to be afraid about. Like, this is a big world, you know what I'm saying? This is a big world. Mm-hmm. The world is huge, and so for you to, in your own city, there's youth, there's teenagers. It's always going to be teenagers. Yeah, you know, it's going to recycle. Teenagers aren't going nowhere. They're going to be here forever. Yeah. So you can't just say, okay, well, we're just going to keep them out the way of everything until they're adults, because it don't work that way. Like, you're a teenager. I mean, you have the right to have a good time. You have a right to, like, unwind as well. Yeah. Obviously not like an adult. You can't drink alcohol. You can't say, oh, today was a long day, I'm going to have a drink, I'm stressed out. You can't do that, but you have the right to go somewhere where no one's in your face and you can meet up with your friends and vent and just chill, relax, dance, whatever, listen to music, just get in your zone. Like, you have the right to do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, with the officers, with this whole situation with me and them, they citation me for contributing delinquency to a minor.
Delinquency of a minor.
Yeah, contributing delinquency to a minor.
The only times I've ever seen that charge,
if alcohol is involved,
somebody serving alcohol.
See,
and sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Here's a quote from the Argus Leader story here from police spokesman Captain Lauren McManus on Friday. He said police found no alcohol or drugs in the barbershop, and that they were unaware of why so many teens were at the shop, even as curfew descended. Okay, my reaction was like, first of all, the contributing, I'm just like, they didn't find anything, and they're giving you a contributing, which is bullshit. And that, sorry, that's my opinion. No, that's my opinion. Yeah. And the, do you know how many different programs and grants and organizations try to put on something that teens actually want to go to that's totally legit, totally clean, no alcohol. It's a good, safe environment for youth. I mean, most communities would kill for that.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, it's like you've been building trust and you've been building, rapport in the community, and like more people are coming and like word is spreading and stuff like that. It's like, that's a success story, not a fucking police report.
Yeah.
Sorry, soapbox rant done.
I mean, it boils down to this, like, like, whether sometimes, like I told these kids, like, bro, like, the weekend before that, like, after all this, like, we knew we couldn't go down to downtown and do this, so we did it in my backyard at my house, and we had hundreds of teens in the backyard. And I talked to them. I said, hey, it's BS, what Sioux Falls is doing to us, Then I told them, I said, okay, well, everybody has it out for cops, period. Like, you see a cop get behind you, you straighten up. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
If you're walking along the street and you're with a group of your friends and cops passing you, watching them too. So, like, the cops, they bring some of this stuff on themselves. Like, the reason why these kids act this way towards cops is because that it's implanted in their head around what's going around the world. Like I said, it's a big world. It's a lot of stuff that happens in every city, everywhere. Yeah. So you have cops, shooting unarmed teens. You have these tragedies. You have all types of things. So these teenagers, they're not dumb. They're not dumb. So they're
not in a vacuum.
Yeah, exactly. They know what's going on. So whether they think you're a good cop or a bad cop, they're gonna. How can I put this? The trust and the respect is there, but it's just the respect is how these officers present themselves. Like, if they see a group of kids and they come upon them, and these kids got it into their minds where they see a cop, they automatically want to run. Don't run. What are you running for? Don't run. There's no reason to run. You haven't done nothing wrong. Don't run. Okay? But with these officers as well, if there's not a problem, then why are you, of course, we want your presence known in everything we do. We want you to be in the vicinity. We want you there. But you don't have to, like, be to the point to where you're now in the function and now you're causing a problem towards someone. So the teens, they'll sometimes have anger inside of them against them for no reason because they don't know these officers. Yeah. And like I told them, some cops are good cops. I know a lot of cops. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My boy Neville, like, we grew up together. Like, he's on the sheriff force. Yeah. So it's just like, I know a lot of cops, and a lot of them are good guys. Yeah. And ladies, So it's just like, but some of them, yeah, they really shouldn't be on the force, because for them to be a professional at their job, you should know how to diffuse a situation other than provoke a situation and then be quick to cuff a person and say they're being disorderly. And that's just where I just don't get it, because it's like, you respect me, I respect you. Just because you have a badge don't mean you can just talk to me any type of way. Yeah. You can't just talk to me any type of way because you have a badge. I respect you, but I respect you to an extent. Yeah. Then there's no explanation for the bullshit after that. Like, if you respect me, I respect you. You are the law. You enforce the law, but you're supposed to patrol and keep the people safe. You don't just show up and say, I'm the boss, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, and you're not, and you're going to do this and that, because I'm not going to just listen to everything you're saying. I know my rights. These kids, they don't know their rights. So you're going to treat them that way, but you're not going to talk to a person that know their rights and tell them how it's going to go. Because, first of all, this isn't your establishment. Who called you? Why are you here? Yeah. Did someone from inside call you? Why are you here? Okay, and if it's so-and-so, if it's 11:30 or if it's 11:15 and you're talking to me at the door of the event for 45 minutes, and then you say, okay, well, the party has to end, and then I go in and I go down and tell the DJ, stop the music, turn the lights on, everybody got to go, party's over, and then you want to come in. By the time it takes me the seconds to get down the stairs and
Yeah.
go talk to the DJ, then you're in the room making your presence known, and all these kids are like, oh, freaking out and panicking and running and doing this. And now that's entrapment. Entrapment falls under a lot of different categories. You know? So entrapment, if you want to get technical about this, like, that's entrapment. What happened to me was entrapment, in a way. Now, I'm not saying, okay, we did everything, everything was done how it's supposed to been, because obviously there were young kids in there, and it was past curfew.
Yeah.
But the time you came to that door, 11:15, 11:20, while we're talking, and you're keeping me at the door for another 40 minutes, having this officer come over here and this officer come over here, and now 6, 7 squad cars up front, and I ask you, am I under arrest for something? And you say, no, just wait 1 second. And then you bring another cop to the door, and the other cop's like, dude, I don't even know why I'm at the door. What's going on? So if you don't know why he's right there, and I don't know why I'm right here, and nobody's doing shit, then I'm going back downstairs, and I'm just finna end the party. So I go down there and I end the party, and then they rush the party.
Yeah.
And then let a lot of kids go, but pick and choose certain kids to give curfew tickets to.
Yeah.
They didn't line all these kids up at the door and say, okay, you, what's your name? You, what's your name? How old are you? How old are you? They didn't do that.
Yeah.
Kids walked past them, young kids, older kids, and they got what they could get. They picked out who they wanted to pick out, and they gave them tickets.
And if like, there's all kinds of, like, cops at the door, and I'm a kid, you know, I'm not just gonna go walk past, like, you know, a bunch of cop cars and all that shit. Like, I'm probably scared down there, like
this authority, like, you
yeah,
know,
like,
you don't want to be around them.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, so that's how that played out. And then, to me, I think it's, you know, like, I hate talking, I hate bringing the race issue involved, because I know I have a lot of friends that are white. You know, I know a lot of white people. You know, I love everybody. You know, it's not about a race thing, but certain people, they are on that race stuff.
Yeah.
Like, certain people don't want to see somebody succeed.
Yeah.
Certain people don't want to see certain people succeed for the dumbest reasons. Like, because of your skin color.
Yeah.
Because of what someone of your skin color may have done to them, or done to their family, or done something like that. So people hold grudges, and people haven't been hip to 2018 and know this is not the 50s. You know, like, you gotta fall into future. Stop being a dinosaur. Like, we're here.
We know
we're not going nowhere,
but it's still 2018.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we're here. We're not going nowhere. So it's like we're not causing any problems. We just want to, we're just trying to help.
What's your relationship like with the other downtown businesses in the area? Because I'm like, do you think that they were like the impetus for it or anything like that, or do you think it was the police force in general?
Well, I personally think it was the police force in general, and the reason I'm saying that is because there's more reports that came out. Like, there are reports that came out. Jeremy, the guy who did our interview in the Argus, I mean, he's super cowabunga dude. He's super cool. Shout out to Jeremy. He did our interview in there, and he just had questions for himself. He was like, man, this don't make sense. Like how is this possible? Like, so he reached out, and he got the calls, like the police calls from the time we started doing those events from a couple months ago or whatever, and to when the police calls, when they were actually called. So the times that they were actually called in that vicinity right there were about maybe 6 or 7 times throughout all the times we had events there. And then you had calls about 727 for something else, like on the block of where Wiley's is. Okay. And then you had a lot of calls towards the area, but they weren't to the actual establishment where we're at.
Sure.
And so, therefore, one of the law enforcements re-clarified that and came into the Argus with their comments or whatever, and we're like, oh, yeah, we're sorry. Well, there was calls down there, but to this specific establishment, the times were 10:27, 10:18 one night, 2:58 in the morning one night, and like 9:18 one night. So in between those times, like, you can have music, you can play music. Like, that's not even past.
That's town from Footloose.
Yeah. But see, that's what they're making it. They're making it that. Like, that's how I feel. And so, like, we're not out of the line of the ordinance, you know, with the sound and things like that. So those times those calls came in, they didn't come there at those times of those calls. So if they got that call, why didn't they come, like, pull up to the scene and say, hey, do this or do that, do that. Now, we had interactions with them on other nights, you know, where they came,
Sure.
like, because there was, you know, one night where we were having, like, a live performance with somebody. The first time we did it, and it ran late to AM.
In a downtown, you're gonna
Right.
have interactions.
Yeah, you're gonna have interactions, but see, like, the Icon, you know, they were going through something with the sound. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't really keep up on that because I travel a lot, but I just know I heard about them going through some stuff about
Yeah, with
like
the new apartments.
yeah,
there
with the
and
apartments
whatnot,
there, and it's just like, you know, like, why? I mean, downtown Sioux Falls is expanding, it's growing, and that's good. That's a good thing, but it's just like, how can you? Why would you want to live there and you know what's around you, and then
Yeah.
come in and complain and say, well,
Yeah.
I spend $300,000 for my condo and this and that, so you better tell them to keep the music down, and you tell them I don't want these people or these kids around here.
Yeah, that's
so it's just
what I
like,
wondered when I
why are
asked
you?
about like the neighborhood?
Yeah.
thing,
Downtown
'cause I'm just-
there.
So I understand why you're downtown and why the city wants you downtown, because it's money. Because
Yeah.
it's money. Okay, so I understand, but like, everything can't be about money. Like, you gotta think about like
Well,
these kids' lives
And it's
also.
like, why would you move into an area that you're irritated by? Like,
Some-
you know,
Yeah. Where
um,
Wiley's right there and like.
It's like they
Yeah.
want downtown, but they want a version of downtown they're picturing in their head. And
Yeah.
They're not afraid to stomp
I
on
think that's
what's
the
already
problem
there.
with Sioux Falls though.
Yeah.
That right there though.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's like, to an extent, I can see if these kids are outside on a function that we're having, if they're outside breaking in cars, outside fighting, but none of that was going on. All the reports were kids outside hanging out on the corner. Okay, well, you have adults across the street hanging out on Wiley Street outside. Then you have
Probably
adults crossing the street. Yeah, but then you have adults crossing the street because they live downtown. So you have constant it's constant movement. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it's
downtown has
yeah,
people moving
yeah,
around.
at nighttime.
Yeah, it's not illegal to be a
Yeah,
pedestrian.
it's not, man. It's not. You catch a Saturday night, you got people everywhere. People just walking downtown.
Yeah.
So kids too. Kids that aren't even coming to our event, coming to these parties.
Yeah.
So how do you pick and choose now? Oh, well, these kids are outside. They're walking by. They're stopping. They're making noise, and it's just like, it's downtown Sioux Falls. Okay, so I looked at some of the comments on Argus 911, and it just boiled down to even older people of the other race saying it's because they're black and they're downtown and they're trying to do something good and they're succeeding at it, and you know, they want to know what's going on inside. Okay, how stupid can you be to say, oh, I wonder why all these kids wanted to keep coming to this place and hanging out in that basement? It's like, because there's DJ, there's music,
Yeah,
there's lights,
something to
we
do.
we
Like,
raffle things, we give
But
away
that
things.
just-
Like, it's something to do.
You
It's
read this-
different.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, Sioux Falls literally has limited options. Growing up,
Very.
like you said, Acme was like the only place you could go.
Yeah, I remember when
Ever.
I was in college and we'd talk about coming up to Sioux Falls, but like especially before you hit 21, there was like not, it was a wasteland back in, this has been like 2001, 2002, that era. But yeah, I'm shocked, or I'm not shocked, but the quote from the police captain throws me because it's very like, they're baffled. Like, well, I don't get it. How can you have teenagers gathering and not have drugs and alcohol and all this other stuff? And I'm just kind of like, this is the squeakiest clean thing I've ever seen raided.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's so silly.
I remember like seeing the headline. I was like, oh, so some kind of like party gone crazy or something.
Yeah.
And then it's just like the more I dug into this story and the more I read about it, I was like, what?
Right.
Yeah, just
It basically, like, they gave away a lot of curfew tickets that night. So it's disgusting, like, how they chose the way to create revenue for the city that night, because curfew tickets aren't cheap. You know, they aren't cheap, and I know they're past $120 or something like that.
Holy shit, really?
And so yeah,
yeah.
for them to come there and
Damn.
issue a lot of curfew tickets to these kids who may not even have jobs, now their parents have to pay that. Okay, so then it boils down to the fact of the reason this happened this night, where there was 18-year-olds there as well as the older teens, is because I was out of town, and so therefore we have a large group of kids that we have promote events and do things, you know, from family members and things when we send texts and things like that. So when they work their Snapchats and they send messages, you know, I had, you know, one 17-year-old that was doing it, and you know, it's a 16-year-old that helps out. And then there is a 19-year-old that helps out when we do like concert events to bring in all ages.
Yeah.
Because an all-age concert is all ages.
Yeah.
You go to a big, so all-age concert, you're going to have all ages there.
Yeah.
You're going to have them still working that bar at all ages, but you have to show ID.
Yeah.
Okay, so all ages means all ages. Okay, so this is a teenage event, and we always put from grade 7 through 12. And so through that being, you know, when you're in the 12th grade, you some kids are 18.
Yeah.
Some kids
So
are 19.
yeah, exactly. And so then you have kids promoting that are 16 and kids spreading the word that are 18. So the older teens are already hearing about it. They just haven't been there yet. So
Yeah.
they're like, man, what's going on? Like, let's go check this spot out. So this night, I mean, like, it happened to be a busy night. Like, it was packed. Like, it was in line outside and everything. And so there was a lot of people. And then you had ages from the 16s to the 15, 14s.
Yeah.
Then you had the 17s to the 18, 19s. So then it's just like, you know, we said, hey, it got to a point to where before it even got to 11, we said, if you aren't of this age, you've got to leave.
Yeah.
So we know the typical teen night. The typical teen night started with the young age crowd. It started with the 14s and up to no older than 16, 17.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the parents, we started knowing a lot of the parents too, because some of the parents, they come in, check it out before they let the kids stay, then they'll leave.
Yeah.
But their parents were always there. They were always there on time to pick them up afterwards.
Yeah.
So if it was 11 o'clock, they were out there by like 10:45. This night, it just seems like every kid was able to tell their parents, hey, we're going to stay. We're going to stay.
Yeah.
And so if you're a parent, then that's your job to say, no, this is past your curfew.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to get you right now. Like, this isn't nothing new. You can't, you're not staying late tonight, and we're not knowing of you staying there past this certain time, but now tonight you're going to stay.
Yeah.
What if you're lying to me and the place is closed and you're just going to go to some friend's house and do whatever, you know? So with the parents, to me also, you know, if they were okay where they were at, then it's not okay that they're past curfew. So I'm not saying that they're not, you know, doing nothing illegal past the extent, but it's just like for some of these parents though as well, you know, they got to know where their kids are.
Yeah.
If your kid is 11 years old, and you're leaving him there, and why are you? First of all, if I had an 11-year-old, I probably wouldn't let him go to parties and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
You're
And at least and leave them past like 11 o'clock at night there.
I mean,
you know?
cause it's like you're almost a teenager. Like when my brothers, like when I was young, my brothers, you know, they had like the what was it called? It was at the YMCA. It was called the canteen. The canteens.
Yeah.
And so I remember one time I snuck in, you know, because I was with them, and like when they went to like show their IDs or whatever, I was in between my brother and one of his big friends, like in between. So I was able to walk in like that and not even, so I snuck in.
Yeah.
And so the first time that happened, I was like 13. My mom was pissed off at me too, because I was just to go tell my brother something in the line.
Yeah, yeah.
and so it didn't last, me being in there.
Yeah.
But when I got in there, I was like, oh shit. I was like, man, like
Yeah.
they were playing basketball in one gym, and then the other gym, it was like just a dance party.
Yeah.
And so I experienced that, you know, and after that, you know, I got my ass snatched out of there, because obviously, you know, my brothers and was like, you know, you gotta get out there, mom out there waiting, so
Yeah.
we're just dropping them off. And then it happened again at Acme. I was just to go say, hey, can I get my brother and tell him something?
Yeah.
And they were like, go on in there. And then I got in there, and I was like, oh, shit, again. Straight up.
Like, I'm not
And I
leaving.
was like, well, hold up. So, you know, I hit the dance floor. I even think I got a dance in or two, you know? So I was
Yeah.
in there. Like, I was in there that night. Like, I was in there for about a good hour before I got snatched out again. But I was in there. So I
Yeah.
experienced that, and I'm just like, man. And so from that point, you know, when we were getting older, then you had like Acme and stuff like that. So that was like every Sunday night, I think it was, if it wasn't school on Monday. I forgot the nights that was. And so from that, I was just like, man, like, I'm in the process of us doing the music and doing that, you know, doing shows and moving around, and I just never forgot about the youth. I just said, well, I'm going to figure something out someday to where, like, I can give back to the youth some type of way. You know, not saying, okay, going to each school and giving them $1,000 and $1,000, but give it back to them some type of way.
Yeah.
And Flandreau Indian School, the lady, what is her name? Marlis Manor or something like that. And it was a Justin starts with the B. Justin Brunner something. Brunners.
Yeah.
They booked me for a show one time, right? They booked me for a show. So, you know, I got with the group, and I was like, hey man, we're going to Flandreau Indian School. We got booked for a show. Like, that was the first time I got paid to do a show.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, like, I'm getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
I think Flandreau Indian School was like my first paid show too. Yeah.
Straight up. So it was like, I was like getting paid. I was like, I felt like that, like, okay, that was motivation to keep doing what I was doing. So I went to the school. The music that we had then, it wasn't so clean.
Yeah.
And so, once I saw, like, there were teachers in there, and I saw they had their school cop in there, and, like, the counselor who actually wanted us to come there and got us booked to come in there.
Yeah.
And, like, the people who run the dorms and things like that. And, and I started thinking about some of the music that was on the CD. And then I was just like, because there was a lot of kids, it was packed already because it's a school. And then there was a gymnasium, and I was just like, man, like, some of this music ain't clean. You know what I'm saying? like I forgot to tell them. I knew I was going to a school, but I'm just like, damn, well, some of this music might not be so good. Like, so I was like, nah, we just gonna do it anyway. And so we let that first intro come in, and I was like, no, we ain't gonna just do it anyway.
Yeah.
I said, we're gonna pick the cleanest songs we have, party songs, 2 or 3, boom, and we did that. And then we're just gonna play other people's music, like major artists' music that they already know of, and turn it into a party.
Yeah.
So when we started performing, like, they had never heard of us or heard music before. They were just happy that it was live entertainment and something that they don't always get. And they were rocking with us hard, and it was just a party. It amounted to be a good party. Like, they were thanking us, you know, for coming out there, the staff, the directors, you know, they loved it. And they're like, whenever you guys come back out again and do it, please get in contact with us, and we'll love to have you back. And so from that point, I knew after that night that I had to get more professional with it, because it's like, those are younger kids, and then obviously it's a school, so you can't take, like, all that negative stuff there towards the school. But I mean, like, obviously, you know, like I said, some of the music wasn't clean, and so I figured out, okay, hey, going to these schools, you gotta be professional. I figured out, what if I went to these schools, and what if I said something? What if we gave them some type of positive message to, like, let them know, like, don't let things sidetrack you from the videos and things like that. Like, this is who we are, and, you know, we appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to be here. So we're gonna respect the fact that we're here. So respect the faculty to keep it clean for you guys and bring some positive, like, a message at the same time.
Yeah.
It's picked up. I kept doing it. Other schools start catching wind. And so, like, I just stuck with it, and, you know, it just started to spread. So I got better at what I did. You know, and I'm still getting better at what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I just got better, as in putting more speeches and, like, talking to the kids more than just music, talking to them more about serious topics, you know, about things that happen in life. You know what I'm saying? Like suicide, depression, like, that's major. Like kids, they go through things.
Yeah.
Adults, we go through things. We go through things every day. Nobody's perfect. You're gonna go through things in life, and that's the key, to talk to the kids and let them know, like, hey, you're gonna go through things. you're gonna fall in love. You're gonna have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You might do it in school. You're most likely not gonna be with them forever, but you're gonna think you're gonna be with them forever. So when you get your heart broke the first time, you're just like, man, like you're like, there's nobody can fix it unless you say, I want you back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or he say, I want you back.
Yeah.
So like, some kids, they've got to that point to where that first thing happened and they couldn't take it and they did other bad things to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that first thing, because there was nobody just to say like, hey, like you can't tell a person like, hey, like you're gonna like you got daughters, you got daughters. You know what I'm saying? You guys got kids. You guys got kids. How do you tell your kid, hey, like someday you're gonna be hurt. Someday this isn't gonna work out the way it's supposed to work out, and you're gonna feel horrible. Like you're gonna feel so bad to where you think it's your fault, and you just don't know what to do just because your body is hurt. You're hurt. You're like shutting down, and like this is what you don't do. This is what you don't do. You're gonna feel this way, because it's just like kids. They're just gonna experience the feeling, and try to like think without or react without thinking. You know?
Yeah.
They're just gonna react without thinking. So my whole goal with what I do is to talk about topics like that, and it's not just bullying. It's about bullying, and then you break down the statistics on bullying, and then you say, okay, well, why is this person a bully? What made this person turn into a bully? Okay, how many kids is this kid bully? And if you bully a certain amount of kids, how many of those kids you're bullying, how many do them turn into bullies themselves?
Yeah.
You know, and victimize other people. And, you know, like tragedies, like you got school shootings, you got all that. And it's just like all that. You think of a bully and you think of a bully as a bad person. A bully is a bad, he's just a person that don't have no outlet until he does bad things.
Yeah.
So it's just like, sometimes the bully might just be like, you know, like you don't know what's going on in his life. Okay, I'll be the victim of a bullying. Why are you bullying me? And okay, I'm not a poor kid. I got my mom and my dad at home. I'm just coming to school just to get an education.
Yeah.
So why are you picking on me? From the bully standpoint of view, my mom and dad broke up. Okay, we're not financially okay.
Yeah.
So I don't care. So I'm not caring about nothing, and I'm just gonna take it out on everybody. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk to nobody because there's nobody that can help me. And this, so I'm just gonna use my own judgment, and I'm just gonna think for myself and react. When there's people that can help you, it's people that if you talk and let them know what's going on, they'll be able to help you. Somebody can help you. And so, from the bully standpoint, it's just like, you know, it's the way their mind develop into you know, however they're gonna target this issue and decompress in their way and think it's the right way, and then, you know, aim towards others. You know, that's how I see it with bullies. But then if there's people like in your household, your mom, your dad, they're not caring, if they're not at home, if they're at the bar every night, or there's just no type of structure there, then you gotta like outsource. You gotta reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
And sometimes kids don't want to do that because they feel embarrassed. You know what I'm saying, or shy, or so they don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, you know, that's when tragedies happen, you know. So if a kid get picked on, if you bully me and bully a person every day, what if that same kid you bully, sorry about that.
No problem.
What if that same kid that you bully, what if they come to school with a gun one day because they're scared of you and they're tired of you doing that, and then they react.
Yeah.
But then the media say, okay, they're a bad guy because they did this.
Yeah.
That's a bad decision. But as you being a teacher or a principal or anything, you know, you should know, like, hey, like, this kid needs some help. Like, like somebody need to reach out and like prevent this from happening. Like this can turn tragic, and it can turn tragic for the bully too, because you don't know what else he's dealing with at home, and he's coming to school and he's displaying, you know, him not caring and picking on other kids. So if you're a principal or whoever you are and you can't see this and pick up on it, then it's just like it needs to be more people in that school other than counselors. You need to have events. You need to have these speakers come out to talk and say, hey, like some of these schools I go to, they ask if I can teach their staff. like training, like
Yeah.
classes on what to do with these kids.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, it's like, if you're just an employee and you have problems like these kids too, that you're not even fixing them for yourself, then how are you gonna teach these kids like, hey,
Sure.
this is how you deal with this, but you're the authority and you're having these issues yourself, so you don't know how to battle these issues yourself.
It's part of coming of age is that you realize that all the adults around you are just as messed up, if not
Right.
more
Yeah.
than you are, and are
Yeah.
dealing with a lot of the same things that you are.
Yeah.
And like what you're doing is huge, and like the way you're coming at this is like, I know a lady at my work, Dr. Grice, she's doing work in this peer victimization, and she's working with rural schools in South Dakota. So it's really cool to see you bring up your stats and everything, because I work in research, and it's like, you know, this is where the issues lie, and a lot of people are at the point like, what do we do now? And people are trying to figure out, and you're just down working with the youth, and to see that is beautiful.
That's kind of what I was saying, where it's just like you've got a medical research group that's like pouring all this money and all these academics sitting around just like
their
how
grants
can we
are
address
huge, the
this
money they
issue?
get.
And meanwhile, you're out there like
out.
doing it. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
try this.
Yeah, and their whole goal at the end of the research is to provide feedback and resources back to these schools, and
Sure.
that there needs to be prevention work done, and providing different curriculums to be taught in these schools. But
Right.
like I'm totally 100% for like prevention work, and if we can be preventing it, then we should be doing it.
Exactly.
And the groundwork is the best work, because you're getting to know these students, and even if it's one time you're passing through that school, like I remember people that came to assemblies, and even boring ones, but if they stood out, you remember that, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
That's
it's
true,
really cool.
and I appreciate that. That's definitely true, you
Yeah.
know. And it's just like the fact that, you know, coming into this, like I did a little research, and then I was just like, well, okay, well, I'm gonna do this regardless, you know. So there's nothing that's gonna stop me from doing this. If a school, like schools, you know, some schools pay, some schools don't. You know, but whether if a school pays or not, that don't stop me from going to their school.
Yeah.
You know, it's because this is just something that I started and that I'm going to continue with. So it's just like, with like anyone getting involved and like saying, oh, you need this, you need that. I've just always done everything on my own.
Yeah.
And just, you know, funded things on my own the best I could, and, you know, went out to these schools all around the United States. And like I said, it's not going to stop. It's going to double up. Anything else that comes, that's just a blessing. But it's already a blessing to what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? To be in this position, you know. And I mean, because you go back 10 years, you know, we all know, like, life can be different right now for a lot of us. Like, we can be in a lot of different situations just through shit we've been through.
Yeah.
So it's just like, every day I wake up, like, I thank God. Like, thank God for waking me up. You know, I thank Him for my family. You know, give me the guidance, give me the strength, give me the health. You know what I'm saying? And show me the way, because I ain't for to slow down. So
Yeah.
I hope nobody jump in my way, because they ain't gonna stop me. So it's just like I'm strong. I'm strong on that right there, and that's something that I stick to right there. And so like Cowboy Music, United Ballers, UB, you know, everything where this started and formed from. You know, from my brothers Titus, Devon, you know, like this structured me out to be like I say it made me think more.
Yeah.
You know, just like on life in general, you know what I'm saying? Because like I don't have any kids yet, but all my friends have kids.
Yeah.
And that'd be the worst thing for me to ever want to catch a phone call hearing, oh, he did this or she did that. And it's just like, damn. Like, we are the voice.
Yeah.
We are the voice. So it's like, right, us as artists, we are the voice. You know, the youth, they're going to look up to what we do, you know, because they think it's cool. And it is cool. Like, whether you're playing sports, whatever you do is cool. You know, you can be anything you want to be. Like Michael Jordan taught me that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once he said you can be whatever you want to be, you know, like I carried with that. Like when I was a kid, like, you know, so it's just like the words, like certain words was powerful, and then it was like, I'm gonna stick to it and I'm gonna ride this in, and You know, I'm not gonna give up on these teens. Like, we keep it going. Like I said, it's deeper than Facebook flyers and radio advertisements now. Like, it's so deeper now to where I can literally send 4 Snapchats and 1 phone call and 1 text and have 300 teenagers anywhere.
Yeah.
Because they don't have nothing to do. And they're willing to be off the streets to go somewhere
Yeah.
and have fun.
Yeah.
So far as up for like the city, like why not? Why is it taking us to do this? Like why is it taking us? If we wouldn't have been doing it last year, how many homicides did we have in the teen youth? How many accidents? How many drunken drivers did we have that were under the age? How many DUIs under age? How many, how many anything that just affected the youth? Anything that we have last year.
Yeah.
Do those statistics with these past months of June and July. Do the statistics then. I can guarantee you in Sioux Falls that it's way less.
Do you guys track your numbers of like how many youth roll in?
Oh yeah. I got a clicker.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got a clicker. And we keep the clicker, obviously for tax purposes and things like that. So we keep a clicker. But that night there was no 200 people in there.
Yeah.
There was no 200 people in there. So for whoever the officer, whoever he is, who gave that information like that, that's crazy.
They're just trying to make it look bad.
Yeah, they're just trying to
blowing it up.
They're just trying to make it look bad because what happened once we got everything cleared out, officers stuck around, they're walking around the room taking pictures on their cell phone, just taking pictures, snap, and asked me if I had a flyer. I was compliant. Like, I'm not doing nothing wrong, so I'm compliant with you. Like I said, it's respect until you disrespect me. And then when you disrespect me, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm going to hit you or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But it's just, I'm letting you know we're losing respect for each other right now because you're
can't take you serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now you're in my face with your camera phone like, what do you want? Oh, where's the flyer for the night? That's word of a mouth, like to Snapchat. Like they make their own. Anybody can make a flyer on
If you
Snapchat.
work with youth, you know where to find them.
Yeah, it's just like
how old school, like
it's like
posters.
How is this possible? What's in there? They were hoping to come in there and say, "We found a lot of drugs. We found a keg. We found this. We found that."
You can tell they were desperate that was what going to be the case, and how frustrated they are that there wasn't.
And then it's just as easy as this. Like Night Shield, like a successful entertainer. A music artist. Cowabunga music shows, artists, music. Like we've been doing this for a long time.
Sure.
So if we send out to our fan base, hey, we're gonna do something for teenagers. Even if you
Show up.
they're gonna do something for teenagers. They're gonna show up.
Yeah.
They're gonna show up. That's just what's gonna happen.
And like most parents are gonna let their kids go to something like that versus some house, where like anything can go down.
Exactly. So it's like somebody might do it and they might not be so successful with it. I've done a lot of events that weren't successful. And I've done a lot of events that weren't successful. And the only thing I did from the unsuccessful events was learn from them. I appreciate not being successful on them events because I learned from them.
Sure.
And so from learning from them, I just said, okay, well, now I'm going to try this way. Now I'm going to do this way. I'm going to target the teens. I'm going to target the youth. I'm going to get more people involved. I'm going to have more teenagers help. Like, give them work development skills. Like, have them do a job. Have them do this. Have them help out. Get them involved. And it's just like, it's not hard to do that for the city. Like, it don't always have to be about bars. The bars, like, I have no problems with any bars in town. I know a lot of bar owners, and they're super cool people, but that's for adults. It needs to be something for teenagers. You know what I'm saying? We need something for teenagers. And if they're not going to help create none, we're going to create it, and we're going to keep creating it, and we're going to do it well, and we won't be stopped. And it's already in the making. Like, we have our own building now that's literally 4,600 square feet that's under construction right now. And so it'll be for live events, national artists coming in, doing shows. The booking info, the name, all that will be released on Wednesday.
Same day this podcast comes out.
That's what's up. And so any like national concerts, I mean, we obviously will be dealing with bars coming in for concerts, but through the proper catering service, we're not going to be selling the liquor. So we have a safe route of doing that, because we're not gonna specialize and promote alcohol at
Sure.
our establishment. But when we have concerting events and things like that, things will be situated to where, you know, you wristband it off and the proper company is coming in serving liquor, you know, that
Yeah.
type of thing.
And this is a day-to-day thing of any number of downtown businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's nothing out of the ordinary with like, well, one night's a teen night, and one night's you know, a party night for adults,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just, the whole thing is really fishy. It's just
Yeah,
weird.
man, it's fishy. It's real fishy. It's almost so fishy that it's scary. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, are you guys like, you really don't want these teenagers to succeed? Is that what it is, or is it that you think that we're bad people and we're doing bad things to keep these teens around us, or like, what is the problem? Okay, I understand some things. If things aren't ran right, okay, then we find out what's wrong. If there's a fire code, okay, put the fire code up. Okay, is this something with the air in here? Because this is labeled as a basement office. It used to be an office, but the establishment where we were at back in the day, it was a bar. It was like a card room or something like that down there on that level. And so, because we see like the old signs.
Sure.
So it's just like, I understand having too many people in one spot, that becomes an issue for like the capacity and the fire marshal and the health and the building inspector, you know, guidelines. Because like in this room here, if we all can breathe this air real good right now. We're breathing clean, decent air right now, good air.
Yep.
So if you get 20 people in this room, it's gonna be hot. We won't be able to breathe.
Yeah. There's a bunch of fat guys in here. Last Sunday, it was hot in here.
Oh yeah, George.
Yeah.
I turned this room into an oven.
Yeah.
That was only like 5 people.
So it's like, you get people in, then that's a problem, because now it's becoming a health issue, because you're not breathing right. So then it's an issue.
And
So
this is all basic stuff. It doesn't sound like it sounds like you're, you know, dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's. You're taking care of fire code. You're taking care of, you know, if there's something that you need to be aware of. It sounds like if they were like, hey, you need for this code, you need this, you're on it.
and then
So I'm just like, what? I feel like this was like a contempt of cop charge or something like that, because it's just
Man.
like,
Sounds like the cops need more training. Like
that's what they
Something.
need, more training. There are like I said, there's good cops and there's some cops that probably should still be in the classroom finishing and retesting, because like, you can't just talk to nobody any type of way, especially if you're not doing nothing wrong. You can't come up with an attitude like that particular night. Like, a couple of the cops was like, okay, cool, pound, handshaked a few. One had his hand out, and I went to handshake him, and he was like, oh, no, and he pounded me. He was like, I don't do that. So it was just like, what? Like, you got the audacity to... I'm like, I was just like, okay. I was like, so, and I still pound him, and I saw him, and he had the most to say after that, and then I've seen him since then recently, and he's just like one of those guys, and I'm just like, okay, well, all right, well, I ain't gotta shake your hand either. I'm just being respectful.
Yeah.
Because the rest of your officers, your fellow officers, are respectful, and they stuck their hand out, and I stuck my hand back.
Yeah.
So
That's
far
what
as
adults do.
for you
Yeah.
to change your hand into a pound, and it's like, I'll pound you too, or whatever. You can get your pound. You know.
in his defense,
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
he's just really awkward like me. I've done that
Yeah.
before, where I like, whoa.
Handshakes are the most.
Are we
Yeah.
doing a shake?
Yeah. And then
It's always the most awkward time of my day whenever I have to shake somebody. It's like, do some fucking super.
Hugger.
Yeah.
Right,
It's,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
like I always feel like an
So
asshole.
I was just like, okay, well, we see the elephant on the wall. We know. Okay, all right.
Have you talked to anybody on the city council or the mayor or anything like that?
Well, see, you know what happened, and I was about to get into this too. We got a box to the barbershop a couple of days ago from the ACLU, and you know they were appreciating us for, you know, the work we've been trying to do with the youth by providing a safe place for LGBT youth. You know, whether, you know, no matter whatever your sex beliefs, you know, your race, You're always welcome at every one of our events. You know, we see people of all those genres in there, and everyone has always had a good time together.
Sure.
We promoted diversity, fun with the youth, urban, and all age, all race. You know, like clean fun. And so the ACLU, you know, they reached out. They sent a letter. You know, they were letting us know like if we need any help or any resources. You know, just to let them know if we stumble up in any type of problems that they're behind us. They're behind what we're doing. They seen the articles in the Argus 911 and all these other articles, and they see that, you know, something may be corrupt here because we're not doing nothing wrong. And if there's something wrong that we have with the codes and things like that, then okay, then we'll be negligent and wrong to that fact, but just let us know and we're going to fix that right away.
Making a good faith effort.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So it's just like they reached out. That's why these shirts right here, this came from ACLU.
Oh, nice.
You know, get a warrant. You got to get a warrant. You want to talk to me, you want to come in any establishment we got, you want to come in here, you want to come in this podcast room, get a warrant. Get a warrant or respect us at the door and stay there until you get a warrant. Then you come in because you're not just going to barge in nowhere. That's just what it is. Get a warrant. So shout out ACLU, you know, with that right there. So that was a major blessing because I did some background research on who they are. Mm-hmm. And they're a major organization, you know, with the home base in New York and Washington, D.C. So it's just so it's a blessing to have them notice our efforts and reach out and, you know, appreciate what we're doing and let us know that they got our back. So, I mean, so that's a blessing right there. So.
Well, yeah, man. Well, I mean, we definitely appreciate everything you've been doing here. As a father for, you know, I have a 12-year-old daughter that's hopefully soon, well, not too soon, but they'll be going to your events. But, you know, I appreciate, you know, the youth having something to do around town, you know, not just wandering around or, you know, whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, because it could be worse. These kids could be out here breaking their houses, selling drugs, gangbanging. They can be out here doing all that. And it's just like, if we have a grasp on them to, like, sort of control some of their time, to where we know where they're coming to a safe location and they're having safe fun that's secured, then that's all we want right there, man. And it's talent. Like, a lot of these kids that come in, they're talented. They can sing. They're artists. Like, it's just like when we started the music, when we started doing what we're doing, it's just about finding an outlet. Yeah. Where can you display your talent? We want to be the source to where you can come display your talent and host these events and have an event, have your show, have a party. You don't have to worry about going to a huge venue and trying to figure out how do you pay $6,000 to get in to throw an event, a concert, and things like that, or how to spend multiple hundreds and thousands to get somewhere and, you know, book a show and throw your first concert. Yeah. Like, we want to be able to develop and help you to that point and let you know, like, okay, well, there's a house for that. This is what this is for. This is like get these kids more motivation, man. Yeah. Like, motivation, like, that's the key. Like, you don't know, some of these kids may not have dads in the household. You know, some of these kids may have like 4 or 5 brothers and it's just them and their mom. Some of these kids may have 4 or 5 brothers and sisters and it's just them and their grandma that's 80 and 90, you know? So it's just like, so they're the man of the house. So it's just like, why not keep that teen safe? Why not give that kid motivation? Why not try to show somebody the way? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and I mean, other than that, I mean, we're not going to stop. What happened to us, I mean, it happened, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm taking it all the way. I'm going to court. I'm not taking no pleas. I'm not taking no nothing. I don't care if they say your ticket is $2. I'm not taking it. We're taking it to trial, though. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. And if there's anything else behind that, then okay, then our attorneys are well ready. And then it's probably going to be, I don't know what it's going to amount to in this city, man, with them seeing that these kids need something to do, and it's not hard. It's not hard. You know, so if we the bad guys, then we'll stay the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, you know, shout out to all the good officers and shout out to all the good people, you know, the kids and the adults that respect others, because that's what we rocking with, you know. So it's all love. Cowabunga music, you know, is everything we trying to do right now and going to do. You know, like I said, we have a new location. I'll be getting you guys info on that this week too.
Yeah.
And it's super dope, bro. I'm talking about we'll even see about booking you and getting you in there too.
Yeah,
bro.
man, that'd be cool.
The venue is super dope. It's a blessing in disguise on how everything happened, because we went from a couple weeks ago, from me hosting these parties, to now running a venue. Like, I didn't really. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I do music. I'm still an artist and I still do other things. So it's a lot of work. So now it's just like, it's happening and it's there. So now it's there for a reason. Like, everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking everything that comes at me, the good and the bad, and I'm working with it. I don't care what can happen. The worst thing can happen to me, and all I'm gonna do is step over that shit. Like, nothing is gonna slow me down. You know what I'm saying? If something slow me down, then I'm just letting myself down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All you have at the end of the day is yourself. You know, you have your family, the people that you care about. Well, your dream is your dream. Nobody's gonna pick you up and lift you and bring you to your final destination of your dream.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm gonna grind hard. Ain't nobody gonna stop it. And shit, I'm gonna stay cowabunga, and that's all it is to it. You know, it's like I said, shout out to the good officers and whatever else to the other officers. We ain't gotta shake hands.
Oh shit, man! I think that's a good place to leave it at, man. Yeah, like I said, we definitely got your back, man, and so I wanted to get you in here so we could talk about it, because I just saw it was like, man, it's fucked up. I know, you know, they're just trying to. I've had my own problems with Sioux Falls police with. You know, they have an issue with hip hop and minorities.
Yeah,
so.
man. But they got to get used to it, because this city is getting bigger.
Yeah.
So who's sitting behind these who's sitting behind the desk saying, okay, well, we're gonna build this downtown, and we're gonna build this, and we're gonna build this, and we're just gonna build all this shit and not have teenagers and the youth involved or nothing to where they would even like to come. Like, stop building all these fucking restaurants and all this other extra shit, and think about these kids and build something for them. Like, build a new skating rink downtown. Build a new something like that to where everybody's gonna be like, oh, let's go do this. Because they are the future, and they're getting older. They are the future. They're the future politicians. They're the future. The future doctors, they're the future attorneys, they're the future authorities, the future business owners. Like, Sioux Falls is a great place for starting a business. You know, like, I support all local businesses. I support everything. Yeah. You know, I support everything. So it's just like, this is a good place to show a kid, like, you really can be what you want to be if you stay focused, out of trouble, and go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can do that. Like, let's give them more opportunities to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand, like, the fair is here now. Yeah. The fair stays open to what, midnight?
Yeah.
So,
and teens are out there walking around.
Yeah, I almost said something about that just because I'm like, there's the fair, events at the Premier Center. I don't see the Premier Center getting raided anytime soon during a like stand-up comedy act or something like that, because there's teenagers there.
Yeah. Exactly, and I brought that up, you know, to an officer while they were actually there that night. I said, okay, events happen at the Premier Center. You have kids hanging out outside past 11. You have this, you have that. And they didn't want to talk about that. They were just like, well,
what's that bigger one? Just happened a couple weekends ago.
Lifeline or no?
The other one.
The Harley Nights or whatever.
Yeah, all those events. I mean, there's always teenagers.
Yeah, we've got Riverfest coming up, and it's always kids and teenagers and stuff like that at that one.
Yeah, always. So it's just like, the fair goes to midnight. Okay, well, I understand they say, well, church events and certain events, then it's, you know, like there's an explanation for that, you know, certain events. But it's just
that's what you're doing wrong. We just need to start another another congregation of Our Lady of Perpetual Tax Exemption.
Straight up. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. You know, like, okay, I guess the curfew only works for certain people in certain events or event holders. Alright, but whatever.
Yeah, no subtext to read in there.
Yeah.
Right. Oh well, whatever. Get a warrant. Get a warrant.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, shit, man.
Thanks for coming, Marcus.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're gonna end with a new song. I actually just finished recording my
the album done now, ain't it?
It's coming in October.
Tech 9.
Yeah, that's actually. I haven't announced it yet, but Lil Jon's actually going to be at that show, too.
What?
So, yeah, it's going to be Lil Jon, Tech 9, and myself. So.
Was Lil Jon out there, like, last year? Or
he's always out there.
Yeah, he's
always out there. Yeah.
I saw a video last night, and Nelly was out there last night.
Yeah.
I saw on somebody's Snapchat, and it was a lot.
Oh, they said, I know a bunch of people that went, and they said it was wall to wall. Like, you couldn't even fucking move around in there.
Bro, Tech 9 going to be, like, times.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Full Throttle is, like, gigantic. Like, the last time I did Full Throttle, there was 7,000 people there. It was like, as far as you could fucking see out, like, you couldn't even see the end of the people. It was fucking crazy. So
go out there and shut it down.
Yeah, it's gonna be the shit, man.
Down.
I'm excited for it.
Shit, if I was you, I'd try to find a pyrotechnic guy.
Yeah.
Just shut it.
What's the pyrotechnic guy from Whitesnake doing?
I'll just have some of my boys just firing bottle rockets out and shit.
I think you want that, though.
Effects like Black Cat.
Straight up. Shut it down, bro. That's gonna be a good look.
Yeah.
You gonna have a merch table out there?
Oh yeah. We'll have all
yeah,
that, man.
bro.
It'll be a good time.
You gonna sell out, bro.
We're ending the show with a new song off my latest album. It's called Hey Baby. Features Wellington Downs, a Maniac the Supernatural. It's good jam. Hopefully you guys dig it, and the album comes out October 6th. So October 5th.
Let's run it.
Yeah.
Nice shizzle.
This is a collect call from
Gabriel Nightshield,
an inmate in the Minnehaha County Jail. To accept charges, press 1.
Hey baby, I ain't coming home tonight. I'm standing in the phone line, and I think you know why. I done fucked up one more time, but it's gonna be alright. Tell my little girl that I'm alright, but I'm not coming home tonight. I done fucked up too many times.
My wrists are hella sore, I can't believe I'm here, laying on the floor as I wipe away the tears. The handcuffs were chafing, wondering what charges that I'm facing in this fish tank of all places. Fuck, with this peanut butter sandwich in this car in the milk, I seem bound and determined to destroy this life I built. Man, what the fuck is wrong with me? Life, it keeps dogging me. I make all the wrong choices at all the right times. Now I'm sitting here in county while my baby's at home crying. If this ain't rock bottom, I don't wanna know what is. I should've stayed at home and been playing with my kids. Instead I'm out here in these streets and I'm chasing these bitches, knowing goddamn well they won't visit me in prison. Put no money on my books, no kites in the mail. All alone with my conscience, by myself in this cell. Dear God, hear my prayer and get me out this hell.
Hey baby, I ain't coming home tonight. I'm standing in the phone line, and I think you know why. I done fucked up one more time, but it's gonna be alright. Tell my little girl that I'm alright, but I'm not coming home tonight. I done fucked up too many times. I never been the type of guy to live off the next man. I'd rather be homeless and get my meals from the trash can. But my kids gotta eat cause of the tax man. I can't get a job and so I guess it's time to hatch plans. Unemployable, no vocational skills, but no matter what I guarantee you I'm paying my bills. Stick 'em up, give me everything you got inside. I'm not a bad guy, but my kids, yes, they will survive. Moving product, state to state, just to get a little pay and put food on the plates. But my day finally came, I caught up with my fate. So now I'm calling you, girl, from the payphone at the intake. Every time I make a run, girl, you turn around and cry. Bitch, you cannot understand, I can't work a 9 to 5. I ain't coming home tonight. I'm standing in the phone line, and I think you know why. I done fucked up one more time, but it's gonna be alright. Tell my little girl that I'm alright, but I'm not coming home tonight. I done fucked up too many times.
Good morning, how you doing, my angel? Why you looking at me like I'm a stranger? I know, girl, I feel your anger. I shouldn't have gave the cop the finger. Out here, out of time, and lost my way. Lost my pace, started drinking and lost my day. Blacked out on white, but there's a touch of gray. Black and white dominoes and we playing spades. High fives, it's like a family reunion. I'm giving up on this life cause I don't know what I'm doing. Take care of yourself and take care of the kids. You're probably wondering what the hell I do is what I did. Gassed up, gassed out, then they hit the cherries. Three-wheel doing donuts in the cemetery. Yeah, they drew their guns, I'm lucky to be alive. Baby girl, hopefully see you in 5.
Hey baby, I ain't coming home tonight. I'm standing in the phone line, and I think you know why. I done fucked up one more time, but it's gonna be alright.